top two economies, both countries shoulder a special and important responsibility to safeguard world peace, stability, and prosperity. During the meeting, the two heads of states exchanged in-depth views on international and regional issues of common concern, such as the Korean Peninsula issue, and agreed to expand cooperation at regional and global level to contribute to the maintenance of regional peace, stability, and prosperity. President Xi pointed out that China and the United States should and could cooperate in many areas with regard to both global and regional affairs. Strengthening bilateral communication and cooperation is not only in the interest of our two countries, but also beneficial to the world. President Trump said that as two major world powers with tremendous responsibilities, the US and China need to maintain communication and coordination on important issues to do great things. The sound interaction between China and the United States on international and regional affairs received positive response from the international community. China and the United States are two major countries with global influence. The importance of bilateral relationship is self-evident. To keep a sustainable, healthy, and stable relationship is in the fundamental interests of the two peoples and meets global expectation. The meeting of the two heads of state is very important, timely, and effective. The two sides have charted the course for bilateral relations from the highest level, set up a framework, and made the top design for the future of our bilateral tie, and achieved the original goal of enhancing mutual understanding, establishing mutual trust, and reaching common consensus. This meeting not only achieved a smooth transition of China-US relationship, but also served as a good start for bilateral relations in the new era. We have every reason to believe that this meeting will play an important role in overcoming difficulties, eliminating interferences, and moving forward bilateral relations on a right track. At the same time, it will also have a significant impact on promoting peace, stability, and prosperity in the Asia-Pacific region and the world at large. Exchanges between major countries not only feature cooperation, but also disagreements. In terms of China-US relationship, the economic complementarity between the two sides is far greater than the competition, and the need for cooperation is far greater than the differences. This has been fully proved by the development of our relationship in the past 38 years. In 1979, bilateral trade volume between China and the United States was only $2.45 billion, and the direct investment between us was zero. Yet in 2016, China-US bilateral import and export of goods amounted to $5,200 billion. China is the third largest exporting market for the United States and the largest trading country for the United States. On the other hand, the US has become the largest trading country, the largest export market, and the fourth source of import of China. In 2016, bilateral investment stock reached $170 billion. I should make a correction. The total import and export of goods between us last year, $570 billion. The total two-way investment stock between us amounted to $170 billion. And Chinese companies invested $45 billion last year in the United States, 2 times that of 2015. And these are the second consecutive year that Chinese companies made more investment here in the United States than United States companies in China. So my region I cover here in the Midwest actually are very famous for your automobile, agricultural products. And as I understand, 26% of America's Boeing airplanes, 56% of your soybeans, 16% of your automobiles, and 15% of your integrated circuits are nowadays sold to China. So when I visited Iowa, I paid a call to Governor Branstad, and he told me that China bought more soybeans from Iowa than any other countries combined. In 1979, less than 10,000 Chinese people in China and the United States visited each other. Yet in 2016, we have 5 million people travel across the Pacific to visit each other. So, and among which 2.6 million are from China. So when I joined the Chicago Marathon last year, actually I met a very large group of Chinese runners. I was told by the organizers of that marathon that China is the second largest foreign runners group, just behind your immediate neighbor, Mexico. 555 persons. And nowadays, actually, Chinese tourists are the tourist group which have the fastest increasing rate annually for the O'Hare International Airport. The total foreign tourists traveled via that airport's hub is around 2 million people annually. And Chinese people represents about 1/10 of those tourists. The increasing rate is around 20%. In 1979, students from mainland China are hardly seen on the Midwest university campuses. When my cousin had her study in University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, there were around 30 Chinese students on that campus. That was 30 years ago. Last year when I had the visit to that campus, President Killing told me that nowadays they have 6,000 Chinese students just on that campus, surrounded by cornfields. So now we are also very glad to learn in the University of Missouri, 1,300 Chinese students are studying here. Actually, for most of the states, Chinese students amounts to 1/3 of the total international students. So we are the largest group of of international students for most of the universities here in Midwest. And also, I think nowadays all the students, they are doing very well in the major university schools. I paid a visit to the laboratory of Nobel Chemistry Prize winner, Mr. Stoddard, in Northwestern University last year. And in his lab, there are about 30 students helping with his research. Among them, 1/3 are Chinese students. And he said, well, these students are doing so well, helping him so much, that he really hoped among them there will be Nobel Chemistry Prize winners from them. On the subnational level, our cooperation also enjoys a good momentum and fruitful results. Take Missouri as an example. Missouri enjoys geographical advantages and has built its own strong industries. China pays great attention to develop economic and trade ties with Missouri. Numbers of Chinese companies have come to invest in Missouri for the last 16 years, with investment around 1.1 billion US dollars, creating about 4,500 new jobs. China is the third largest trading partner and the third largest exporting market for Missouri. St. Louis and Nanjing were the first two cities in China and the United States establishing sister city relationship. The state of Missouri also forged sister state province relationship with Hebei province in 1994. During this year's Chinese Lunar New Year, the art troupe from Jiangxi province staged the Happy Spring Festival performance in St. Louis. Over 1,500 people, including local state elected officials and the Chinese community, friends, and also American friends, watched the performance, saying that the Jiangxi art troupe present an excellent show, which added to the festiveness of the New Year celebration. American friends told me that they were amazed at the wonder of Chinese art and hope to see more and more Chinese art troupes coming to perform here in the Midwest. Prosperous subnational cooperation reflects the fact that China